Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. Hold on to your hats because the NFL rumor mill is buzzing with some serious whispers about a potential blockbuster trade that could shake up the AFC East and send shockwaves through the entire league. We're talking about a major move involving none other than George Pickens, a talented wide receiver currently with the Dallas Cowboys and the Buffalo Bills. This isn't just some idle speculation. Sources close to the Bills' scouting department are murmuring that this deal is heating up fast, just ahead of the trade deadline on November 4th. If it goes through, it could completely transform Buffalo's passing attack and elevate their Super Bowl chances to a whole new level. But let's break down what this trade could mean, why it's happening now, and how it could reshape the Bills' offense for the foreseeable future. First, let's talk about George Pickens himself, because this guy is a real game changer when it comes to vertical threat ability. He's a big, athletic receiver with a vertical jump of 38 inches. Think Randy Moss levels of leaping ability, making him a nightmare for defenders on deep balls. Pickens has shown he's a true vertical assassin, a mismatch nightmare, and a guy who thrives on contested catches. His career stats are pretty impressive. 185 receptions for nearly 0 yards and 20 touchdowns, averaging almost 16 yards per catch. His production in 2024 has been solid, with a PFF grade of 87. Through 3 games in 2025, he's already caught 15 passes for 245 yards and 3 touchdowns, averaging over 16 yards per reception. He's also a tough guy, resilient after suffering a rib injury in Week 2, which he's bounced back from quickly. His yards after catch, YAC, are impressive, over 105 yards in just 3 games, and his efficiency metrics like EPA per target at 0.28 show he's a significant threat whenever he's on the field. Now, why are the Cowboys looking to trade Pickens? Well, it's a combination of factors. Dallas is facing serious cap issues, with around $24 million in cap space being squeezed tight, especially as the team is struggling with Dak Prescott's recent slump, completing just 62% of his passes. The Cowboys are also focusing heavily on rebuilding their offensive line, trying to protect Prescott better and establish a more balanced attack. Trade rumors suggest that Dallas wants to free up around $9 million to bolster their pass rush, specifically looking to add an edge rusher. Plus, their passing game ranks only 17th in the league, averaging 228 yards per game, which isn't exactly cutting it for a team with playoff aspirations. Heading into this trade deadline, it seems Dallas is willing to make moves to shore up their weaknesses, even if it means trading away a promising young receiver like Pickens. So, what would the Bills get in return? The whispers are that Buffalo would send a first-round pick and a rotational cornerback to Dallas in exchange for Pickens. That's a significant investment, but one that could pay off big time, especially considering the Bills' current offensive landscape. Buffalo's deep passing game has been a bit lackluster this season, with a deep completion rate sitting at just 48%. Adding a player like Pickens could be the shot in the arm they need to elevate that number and stretch defenses even more. With Stephon Diggs and Dawson Knox drawing coverage, Pickens' ability to win contested catches and make explosive plays deep down the field would give Josh Allen an even more dangerous target to work with. And let's be honest, Allen loves those go-ball opportunities, and Pickens' vertical ability would make defenses pay every time they try to stack the box or double Diggs. Now, let's talk about how this could impact the Bills' offense. First off, Buffalo's offense has been highly effective when they've been able to stretch the field. Their deep passing game, which currently has a completion rate of 48%, could see a major boost. Pickens' vertical prowess would open up more opportunities for big plays, especially on play-action passes. Imagine Allen rolling out, scanning the field, and launching a deep ball to Pickens. Those are the kinds of plays that can turn a game on its head. Statistically, the addition of a true deep threat could increase Buffalo's deep yards by over 35%, potentially adding around 200 yards to their total for the season. That's massive. Plus, with Pickens' ability to win jump balls and make contested catches, the Bills could see a surge in their red zone efficiency and third down conversions, making them even more lethal on offense. From a broader perspective, this move could elevate Buffalo from a good team to a legitimate Super Bowl contender. The Bills are already 2-1, and with the addition of Pickens, they could push their deep yards per game to over 170, a significant increase from their current levels. This would also mean more scoring opportunities, more explosive plays, and a defense that's constantly under pressure because they're worried about the vertical threat. The impact on the Bills' play-action game would be particularly noticeable. Allen's EPA on deep throws could jump by around 0.25, making it easier to keep defenses honest and open up the running game. Singletary and Cook would benefit from the extra space, and their runs would become even more effective with defenses stretched thin. But the implications aren't just on the field. The Super Bowl odds are already starting to shift. Right now, Buffalo's chances are sitting around plus 6,000, but if this trade goes through, those odds could improve dramatically to around plus 2,300 or even better, reflecting increased confidence in their championship potential. Pickens would be a real X-factor in the playoffs, especially in close games where contested fades and jump balls often decide the outcome. His presence would boost Buffalo's scoring percentage against zone coverages by around 10%, making them even more unpredictable and dangerous in the postseason. Let's take a deeper dive into the Buffalo Bills' history and their quest for Super Bowl glory. The franchise, founded in 1960, has had a rich, albeit sometimes frustrating, history of success and heartbreak. The Bills have made 4 consecutive Super Bowl appearances from 1990 to 1993, a feat unmatched in NFL history, but unfortunately they lost all 4, which has left a lingering sense of what could have been. Since then, the team has experienced a roller coaster of seasons, with periods of playoff contention interspersed with rebuilding phases. The 2000s and early 2010s were marked by struggles, but recent years have seen a resurgence, especially with the emergence of Josh Allen, one of the league's most dynamic quarterbacks, and a talented core of players like Stefon Diggs, Matt Milano, and Aaron Rodgers, who was briefly linked with the team before his recent injury. The Bills' offense, under the guidance of offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey, has become one of the most potent in the league, especially in terms of explosive big play potential. Buffalo's offensive strategy has traditionally relied on a balanced attack, but in recent seasons, the emphasis has shifted toward the passing game, with Allen's mobility and arm strength creating opportunities. The team's offensive line has improved significantly over the years, but still faces challenges, especially against elite pass rushers. Teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, Cincinnati Bengals, and the Baltimore Ravens have set the bar high in terms of offensive firepower, and Buffalo is eager to keep pace. Their primary offensive weapons, aside from Diggs, include tight end Dawson Knox, who is a reliable target in the red zone, and running backs James Cook and Latavius Murray, who provide versatility and burst out of the backfield. However, the addition of a player like Pickens would elevate their vertical threat, making the passing game even more multidimensional. The Bills' defense, coached by Sean McDermott, has generally been stout, especially against the run, but has occasionally been vulnerable against big play passing offenses. Their pass rush, anchored by Greg Rousseau and Von Miller, who is currently recovering from injury but expected to return, has been effective but could benefit from additional depth. Buffalo's secondary, featuring Tre'Davious White and Micah Hyde, is solid but susceptible to speedsters and contested catches. Incorporating Pickens into the offense would help balance the team's strengths, forcing defenses to respect the vertical route and opening up opportunities underneath for slot receivers and tight ends. Now, looking ahead, what are the expectations for the Bills if this move happens? The AFC East is an increasingly competitive division, with the Miami Dolphins showcasing explosive offense led by Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill, and the New York Jets bolstering their roster with Aaron Rodgers, if he returns healthy, and a strong defense. The Patriots are in a rebuilding phase but can never be underestimated, especially with Bill Belichick at the helm. Buffalo's goal is clear. They need to elevate their offense to be more consistent and explosive to outpace rivals and secure a top playoff seed. A true vertical threat like Pickens would be instrumental in that effort, especially in the postseason where every play counts. Expectations for the future are cautiously optimistic. With the potential addition of Pickens, The Bills can aim for a top 5 offense in terms of yards per game, deep yards per attempt, and points scored. Statistically, they could push their total offensive yards to over 6-0 for the season, and their points per game could climb from around 26 to over 30. The team's red zone efficiency, which has hovered around 58%, could see an uptick to over 65%, thanks to Pickens's contested catch ability and red zone presence. Additionally, the Bills' special teams unit, which has been solid but not spectacular, could benefit from improved field position, leading to more scoring opportunities. Defensively, the Bills would remain a formidable unit, with McDermott's scheme emphasizing discipline and turnovers. The added offensive firepower would allow them to play more aggressively, potentially leading to more turnovers and scoring opportunities for their defense. As the team continues to develop, the hope is that they can make a deep playoff run, culminating in a Super Bowl appearance, something Buffalo has been chasing since their last appearance in 1993. Finally, the ripple effects of this potential trade extend beyond just the Bills and Cowboys. Other AFC contenders like the Kansas City Chiefs, Cincinnati Bengals, and Baltimore Ravens will be watching closely. The Chiefs, with Patrick Mahomes and a high-powered offense, are always a threat, but Buffalo's increased offensive firepower could make them more formidable, especially in a postseason shootout. The Bengals, led by Joe Burrow, are looking to capitalize on their recent playoff success, and an improved Bills team would be a serious obstacle. The Ravens, with Lamar Jackson, are also in the mix, and the added depth and explosiveness could shift the power dynamic in the conference. In conclusion, this rumored trade involving George Pickens to the Buffalo Bills could be one of the most impactful moves of the NFL season. It's a bold gamble that signals Buffalo's intent to contend not just for the AFC Championship, but for a Super Bowl title. The combination of Allen's talent, Diggs's route running, Knox's red zone threat, and Pickens's vertical game could create an unstoppable offense capable of dismantling defenses and winning close games. The AFC East, already among the league's most competitive divisions, could see the Bills emerge as the dominant force in the coming years, especially if they capitalize on this potential upgrade. As fans, we should be excited but also cautious. The NFL is unpredictable, and injuries, chemistry, and coaching adjustments all play vital roles. However, the signs point toward Buffalo making a serious push this season, and if this trade materializes, it could be remembered as the catalyst that finally brought the Bills their first Super Bowl victory in 3 decades. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Buffalo Bills news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you think Pickens is the missing piece to finally push Buffalo over the top and bring home that elusive Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the team. Are you excited about the possibility of adding such a dynamic playmaker? And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Buffalo Bills news. This is a time of big change, and we're here to cover it all with you, the most passionate fan base in the league. Let's go, Bills Mafia.